episode of Roundhouse Ranch Barbecue. On this episode, I'm going to show you step by step through the process that I did for making the absolute best beef ribs I've ever had in my entire life. We did these right, and I'm going to show you how to do them. Y'all come on with me, I'll show you how to do it. Okay, like I said, we've got these beef plate ribs. You can see they got the 1, 2, 3, 4 bones. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. They're big. These are the ones that turn into the giant dinosaur beef ribs. Okay. Now, these they come just like this. And some people will tell you to trim the fat off of them. I don't do that. Now, if I find that there's some hard decal fat or something in there, I'll go ahead and trim that. But as a whole, I'm going to leave that fat on there. It's going to render down and it's going to add a bunch of good flavor and stuff into that meat. So, I leave the fat on there. Okay, and what we're going to do, this meat will do all the talking for itself. So we're not going to add a whole ton of seasoning. We're going to add a little bit. So we're just going to take a little bit of olive oil. Olive oil, there we go. We're going to rub that down. And this is just going to act as a binder. I say that in every video that I do. When I put a binder on, you guys should know by now what a binder is. Alright? So we're going to take that, we're going to put that on there. Then I'm going to use some of this competition brisket barbecue seasoning. You want to cover everything. Okay. I'm going to flip it over. And the bottom, I don't ever bother trying to take the membrane off of the bottom. It's got one just like pork ribs does. Pork ribs do. I don't ever bother trying to take it off. It's a lot harder to get it off. Plus, I found that it helps hold the ribs together if they get real tender. It helps hold them together. I do, however, season just a little bit, not as much, but just a little bit on the bottom of it. There you go. And then, because these are big cuts of meat, go ahead and season the sides of them up, too. Alright, then we're going to set it here. Sprinkle just a little bit more to replace that I've knocked off. Alright, we're going to let it rest and breathe for a little bit while I go get the fire started in the smoker. And we'll get this thing cooking. Now, I'm going to be smoking this. I'm going to be trying to do it around 200 and between 225 and 250. If it gets on up to 275, 300, that's not a huge deal. You just got to keep a closer eye on it. Alright, so we're going to be shooting for between 225 and 250 for the smoker temp. We're going to cook this. We may or may not wrap it. If I wrap it, I'll show you guys how and why when I do that. But we're looking for an internal temperature for finished product. It's going to be around 203 degrees. 202, even 200 would be good. So you're going to take your probe and just probe it in, and you're looking for a feel like butter. That will tell you when it's done. Alright, y'all, stick around. We'll get these ribs smoking. Alright, guys. These ribs are just about ready. I'm going to open them up and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about when probe for tenderness. There we go. You can see the thermometer right there. It's running right at 250. Has been most of the day. And when I say probe for tenderness, you're going to take your meat thermometer probe. You can see it's currently 105 out here. But take your meat thermometer probe it in between the bones, and you want it to go in like butter. Little to no pressure. You're going to be looking for around 200 degrees. You can't see it, it's got a glare. It's showing 196 there. And this one, I'll just show you over here. I did not even put any pressure on that. Falls right through. Right through. Bam. And this one is just not... It's just not heating up right. See, that's at 205. We're fixing to get to the point here where I have to pull these off anyway, otherwise the rest of it's going to be overdone, and we don't want that. But I mean, that's okay. It's not undercooked, you know. It's not going to be unsafe to eat or anything. It's way past well done. It's going to be a little, that one little section of the rib right there. That's just going to be a little bit tougher than the rest of the ribs. So I think I'm going to go ahead and pull these off, and we'll let them rest for a little bit, and then we'll cut into them, see how they are. Let me see if I can go ahead and get a thumbnail. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay, guys, we are here. These ribs have rested for 30 minutes. You guys saw how I probed them and how the probe just fell right through the meat. So let's go ahead and cut into these and see what we got. Without further ado, here we go. There's the bone right there, right there. Oh, that's the membrane that I didn't remove on the bottom. Cut, break right through it. There we go. Alright. I don't know if you can see that. It's got a decent smoke ring on it. Look at those juices. Hey, Renee. Come here. So you can look. You were worried about it being too dry?
Okay.
Look at the juices running out.
Okay.
Alright, so there we go. Like I said, it's got a decent smoke ring on it. The knife just cut right through it until I got down here at the bottom. This membrane on it that's a pain in the butt to remove. It can be a little tough to cut through sometimes, but that's okay. We'll go ahead and cut this one up. Look at that. Look at that. That is perfect. Probably could have trimmed some of this fat off, but it's okay. It's still going to be good to eat. And I'll go ahead and cut this one up just for giggles. Now this end is the end that didn't quite make it to 203. It wasn't quite probing as tender as the others, but I'm willing to bet it's still going to be okay. Boom. Can you see what the rock is cooking? Look at that goodness. Just look at that. Alright guys, this has been another episode of Roundhouse Ranch Barbecue. Yeah, welcome to another episode of Roundhouse Ranch Barbecue. If you liked what you saw, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave me a comment. I'm always open for ideas on what to cook. Just let me know, y'all. Let me know what you think. We'll talk to you next time. Bye.